You know, most guys think women are only attracted to flashy things. Expensive cars, ripped abs, perfect hair. But the truth? There are tiny, almost invisible moves that can flip a woman's attraction switch instantly, even if you never say a single word. And once you learn these, you'll realize how much power you've been leaving on the table. Because these moves are rooted in psychology, primal instincts, and the subtle cues our brains pick up in less than a second. So today, I'm going to show you 9 tiny moves that make women feel that electric pull toward you, without you having to try hard, chase, or overcompensate. Some of them will shock you. Some will make you rethink your entire approach to attraction. And all of them can work in your favor tonight. Let's start with one that works even in complete silence. 1. The controlled pause. You might think speaking confidently is attractive. But do you know what's even more powerful? Not speaking. At the right moment. When you pause after she says something, not in an awkward way, but in a calculated way, you're signaling that you're unfazed, present, and in control. This is dark psychology at work. Humans naturally lean toward people who make them wait for reactions because it suggests higher social value. Think about it. When someone responds instantly to everything you say, what does that tell you? They're eager. They're reactive. They're waiting for your approval. But when someone takes a moment, processes, then responds, that person seems thoughtful, deliberate, in control of their own reactions. The pause doesn't have to be long. 2 to 3 seconds is perfect. Just long enough to let the silence build tension, but not so long that it becomes uncomfortable. During this pause, maintain eye contact. Don't look away, don't fidget. Just exist, comfortably, in that moment. If you master this, you can make her lean in, both mentally and physically, without moving an inch. 2. The slow eye sweep. Not creepy, not robotic. A slow, subtle glance from her eyes to her lips, then back to her eyes. It's primal. It bypasses her logic and hits her subconscious like a lightning bolt. The key? It's slow enough to be deliberate, but quick enough that she wonders if she imagined it. That mystery? That's the spark. Here's why this works on a neurological level. When you look at someone's lips, even briefly, you're activating mirror neurons in her brain. These neurons make her subconsciously think about kissing, about intimacy, about connection. But, and this is crucial, the timing has to be perfect. Do it while she's mid-sentence, and you'll seem like you're not listening. Do it too obviously, and you'll come across as a predator. The perfect moment? Right after she finishes speaking, during that natural conversational pause. Your eyes drop to her lips for maybe half a second, then drift back up to meet her gaze. She'll feel it, trust me. 3. The space claim. You don't have to puff your chest like a gym bro. Instead, subtly expand your posture, an elbow resting on the back of your chair, leaning against a wall with relaxed shoulders. Occupying space signals dominance without aggression. And here's the twist. You can do this while being totally calm, even leaning back while she's talking. She'll feel your presence without you ever raising your voice. Think about how alpha animals behave in nature. They don't frantically mark their territory or constantly prove their dominance. They simply exist. They take up space naturally, comfortably. When you're sitting, spread out a little. Let your arms rest naturally. Don't hunch your shoulders or pull your elbows in tight to your body. When you're standing, plant your feet shoulder-width apart. Let your arms hang naturally at your sides, or rest one hand casually in your pocket. This isn't about being rude or taking up more space than you need. It's about being comfortable in your own skin and not apologizing for your physical presence. Women notice men who are comfortable with themselves. It's magnetic. 4. The stillness. Most guys fidget. They tap their fingers, bounce their knees, or keep adjusting their clothes. A high-value man? He's still. Stillness signals certainty. It makes people wonder, what's going on in his head? And that curiosity pulls them toward you like gravity. Fidgeting is a sign of nervous energy. It broadcasts insecurity, anxiety, the need to constantly adjust and react to your environment. Stillness broadcasts the opposite. It says you're centered, grounded, unshakable. This doesn't mean you become a statue. You can still gesture when you speak, still shift positions naturally. But eliminate the unconscious fidgeting, the pen clicking, the hair touching, the constant checking of your phone. Practice this. Sit in a chair and just be still. Notice how many times you want to move, adjust, fidget. Resist those urges. When you can sit comfortably in stillness, people will start to notice. They'll be drawn to your calm energy like moths to a flame. 5. The subtle touch. You don't need to grab her hand. Sometimes, the lightest, most fleeting touch on her forearm as you pass her something, or at the small of her back as you guide her through a door, can light up her nervous system. Our skin has millions of nerve endings that send signals directly to the brain's pleasure and trust centers. If you do this sparingly and confidently, she'll remember it far more than you think. Touch is the most powerful of all human connections, but most men either avoid it completely or use it clumsily. The key is subtlety and appropriateness. A brief touch on the arm when you're making a point. A gentle guide at the small of her back when navigating through a crowd. A light touch on the shoulder when you're getting her attention. These touches should last no more than a second or two. They should feel natural, not forced. And they should respect boundaries. If she pulls away or seems uncomfortable, back off immediately. But when done right, these micro-touches create a subconscious bond. They make her feel connected to you in a way that words never could. 6. The slight head tilt. This one's sneaky. Tilting your head just a little when she's speaking tells her you're locked in, listening, but it also exposes your neck slightly, which is a subtle primal cue of trust and comfort. Her subconscious reads this as safety mixed with confidence. The combo? Lethal for attraction. The head tilt is a fascinating piece of body language. It shows attentiveness and interest, but it also does something deeper. When you expose your neck, even slightly, you're showing vulnerability. In primal terms, the neck is a vulnerable spot. Exposing it signals trust. You're comfortable enough with this person to lower your guard slightly. But because you're doing it while maintaining eye contact and confident posture, you're mixing vulnerability with strength. That combination is irresistible to women. The tilt should be subtle, maybe 15 degrees. Too much and you'll look like a confused dog. Too little and the effect is lost. 7. The half smile. Not the big cheesy grin. A slow, knowing half smile, the kind that says, I know something you don't. It makes her curious. It makes her chase. Women are wired to be drawn to mystery, and this tiny move delivers it without a single word. The half smile is perhaps the most powerful facial expression in the attraction arsenal. It's confident without being arrogant, mysterious without being aloof, attractive without being try-hard. Think about the most charismatic men in movies. James Bond, Ryan Gosling's characters, the leading man in any romantic drama. They all have that signature half smile. It's not a smirk, which can come across as condescending. It's not a full smile, which might seem too eager. It's right in between, one corner of your mouth slightly raised, eyes holding just a hint of amusement. Practice this in the mirror. Find that sweet spot where you look confident and intriguing, not cocky or disconnected. 8. The calm turn. When you hear her voice or someone calls your name, don't whip your head around instantly. Turn slowly, deliberately, as if you're choosing to give your attention. It's subtle, but it shifts the dynamic. You're not reacting to the world. The world is reacting to you. This is about breaking the reactive pattern that most men fall into. When someone calls, we jump. When something happens, we immediately turn our attention to it. But high-value people are selective with their attention. They don't give it away instantly and freely to whoever demands it. When she calls your name, finish what you're doing first. Take a breath. Then turn to her with your full attention. This isn't about being rude or dismissive. It's about being intentional. When you do turn to her, give her your complete focus. But make it clear that you chose to give her that focus. It wasn't automatic. 9. The deliberate walk. Even walking can be magnetic. Slow it down slightly. Keep your shoulders relaxed, eyes up, and movement smooth. This isn't about swagger. It's about control. A man who moves with purpose looks like he owns the space he's in, and women notice. Your walk says everything about your internal state. Are you rushing, slouching, looking at the ground? Or are you moving with purpose, confidence, and intention? Slow your pace down by about 10 to 15%. This isn't about walking in slow motion. It's about moving deliberately rather than frantically. Keep your head up, eyes forward. Your gaze should be scanning the environment comfortably, not darting around nervously or staring at the ground. Let your arms swing naturally at your sides. Keep your shoulders back, but relaxed, not puffed up or tense. This kind of walk broadcasts confidence and self-assurance. It says you're comfortable in your environment and in your own skin. The psychology behind it all. And here's the beauty of all this. You don't need a six-pack. You don't need a fat wallet. You don't even need to say a single word. Attraction, real attraction, comes from presence, control, and the little things most men overlook. These moves work because they tap into primal psychology, the same instincts that have been guiding human attraction for thousands of years. Women are attracted to signs of confidence, control, and high value. But they're also attracted to mystery, to men who can't be easily read or predicted. Most men try to demonstrate value through external things, their job, their car, their achievements. But the men who truly understand attraction know that it's the internal signals that matter most. When you master these subtle moves, you're communicating confidence and high value at a subconscious level. You're not telling her you're attractive. You're making her feel it. And that feeling is far more powerful than any logical argument you could make. The compound effect. Here's what happens when you start implementing these moves. First, you'll notice changes in how women respond to you. They'll maintain eye contact longer. They'll lean in when you're speaking. They'll find excuses to continue conversations. But the real magic happens when you combine these moves. When you use the controlled pause with the half smile. When you claim space while maintaining stillness. When you walk deliberately and then turn slowly when she calls your name. Each move amplifies the others, creating a compound effect that makes you magnetically attractive. Master these tiny moves, and you'll notice women responding to you differently, even if they can't explain why. Because that's the beauty of subconscious attraction. It bypasses logic and goes straight to the emotional center of the brain. If you learned something new today, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because we dive deep into the kind of wisdom most men never hear. And check out the other videos on this channel for more truth about attraction, psychology, and becoming the man women chase.